Today, we're doing fun things with the Found on Road Dead. Hopefully, maybe even driving it. As you can see, the headlight valances got put in. I didn't do that. The wizard did, while me and the old lady were off on a Turkey Day trip, which is awesome. And not only are the headlight valances in, the cool trim pieces that actually make the car look like it's roadworthy, sort of, the headlights work. So he worked his magic, sprinkled some genius dust all over the car, and now it's sort of road legal. We've got rear turn signals, no front turn signals, but we've got headlights, high beams, low beams, the whole nine. Even the tail lights do the thing where they get brighter because the light switch is on, which is fucking outstanding. Now, in the last video, I got this kind of jerry-rigged, the Edelbrock carburetor, kind of jerry-rigged on top of the car with a 2-barrel to 4-barrel converter plate thing, and the car fired off and it sounded really, really, really good, except it idled way too high, way too high. So today we're kind of fixing some of this. The first thing I'm doing is, I've kind of already started, is like making this a more permanent situation. I've got the PCV valve off because I'm actually going to route it to the front port like it's supposed to be, and then I'm working on a plug for the back. Got started on it before I picked the camera up. Really high-tech situation here. This is just some 3/8 fuel line. Shoved a bolt down one end with what is probably not needed clamp thing, and then I'm just going to shove it onto the back of the carburetor with another clamp, and then over torque it, and then we won't have any more vacuum leaks. Is that the right way to plug a big vacuum fitting? No. I'm supposed to take that big fitting off and block it off properly, but I don't have that fitting, and I really don't want to go to the parts store. So we're going to do that and then forget it's there because nobody will see it because the air cleaner is going to go on top. The other thing we need to do with this guy is tune it. That's right. The big thing. That's kind of going to be the big shabam thing for today. I'm not really that good at tuning carburetors. I've not really done it a whole lot, or to a whole lot of like a high caliber of success, I guess I should say, but I do kind of understand the basics. So I'm going to give her a shot, see what we come up with, and then at some point in the future, the wizard is going to check my work, and we'll, you know, he'll fix it if I fuck it up. But after we do that, then I think it's going to be time to try and run this thing through the neighborhood and be a bit of an annoyance. See if it actually like goes and drives and does the thing cars are supposed to do. So let me get the plug put on. Oh, and I'm using other bits of this 3/8 fuel line to connect the PCV to the front of the carburetor. My life is constant chaos. I clean the bench and then it gets crazy again, like that. But whatever. Anyway, let me do some of that boring stuff, and then I'll see if I can't get the car fired up, and we'll do the thing. We'll do the tuning thing. Cool. All right, let's get to it. For a second. Reasonable. All right, so I'm kind of trying to feel where those mixture screws are. They feel like they're down pretty low, which is a wee bit concerning. I'm gonna go get my vacuum gauge and we're gonna see what it does. Oh, I should probably check to see if it's got coolant. about that. All right, I'm gonna let it kind of warm up for a second and then get my vacuum gauge hooked up. In case you didn't know, on these Edelbrocks, this is the corded vacuum, the one on the left, the one on the right, it sits a bit lower. That's manifold vacuum. It's gonna make it really easy to hook up my gauge. That's where I'm gonna put it, and we're gonna see if we can't get this thing tuned to vacuum. I don't know if you guys can hear me when I'm over there or not, because this thing's fucking obnoxious, but what you're looking to do is get those mixture screws in a place where your vacuum is at its highest, right? And then you can go from there on like whether or not you want to be really performance oriented or not, right? There's a whole wizardry to it all, but that's a really good place to start, is tuned to your highest vacuum setting, and that should give you your best results. Anyway, I'm gonna go fucking find my vacuum gauge and get it hooked up. I'll pick you guys up if anything interesting happens. Okay, so played with it with the vacuum gauge hooked up. She makes like 18 pounds of vacuum, or whatever, however you measure that. But no matter what I do with the idle mixture screws, they didn't change the vacuum, and I backed the idle screw all the way out. It's not even touching the throttle, and it's still this hot. So I don't know what I don't know what to do. Maybe this carb's fucked too. Who knows? But car's running. I don't think it's overheating. There's a bunch of water steaming off the hood. We're gonna see if it can go around the neighborhood, and I'm gonna bring you guys with me. So let's see how this goes. Boys, it's doing it. It is a running, driving car. Oh man. And it's got some ass. Oh, there went second. Sounds a little bit like a tractor, but that's okay. Brakes feel like they're made out of pillows. That's awesome. Can't really see what I'm doing. Oh man. I think there's a stop sign up here somewhere. Oh god damn, it doesn't. Ha! It moves! Ugh! Power steering's still not doing what it's supposed to. That's okay. It does that though. Oh, victory is so fucking sweet, dude. All right, see if we can't get her back in the driveway. Might have to put you guys down again for that. That was really fucking cool. I don't know about you guys, but I had a good time. That's a running car. That is a running, driving car. I still can't believe that I actually got to go drive it tonight. I know it's only around my little block. I don't really, the brakes, there's something happening still here. Yeah, they did not feel like safe, but there's a leak somewhere, or there's still a ton of air in the system. I'll get that sorted at a later date. And same thing with the windshield wipers. They're Wi-Fi'd, right? We don't worry about that. So, and the tires, the drinker rear is like really low. So, and I just aired it up like last week. So, whatever. Oh, and the battery. I had to hook the battery charger up to get it to start the second time after I shut it off, and then tried to get it running again after the vacuum gauge was on it. Oh, and the carburetor not responding at all to any kind of tuning whatsoever. With the idle screws and the idle still being way too high, even with the idle screw backed all the way out. Something tells me there's something not right happening there. But all of those things aside, it's a running, driving car, and it sounds good, a little bit like a tractor, but like good, like a good tractor, a beefy tractor, buff tractor. That might be this car's name, actually. It's Buff Tractor. Anyway, any who's and hows and ways. It moved. It drove. I got to take it around the neighborhood. I got to hear it run. It came all the way up to temp, stayed right at about 185. Electric fan came on. Throttle response is pretty decent, and it shoots fucking fireballs out of the exhaust, which is awesome. I don't think I caught any of that on camera, but it does. Trust me. So, yeah, I'm fucking stoked. So, now that it's moving and driving, the next step is going to be putting a tag on it so that I can actually drive it places and really shake it down and make sure that it's doing stuff. So, it actually doesn't have a title at all. It's a titleless car. Alabama just does that, and it's an Alabama car if it's before 1987 when they standardized VINs across the board. Alabama doesn't give you a title. They'll register it, but they won't give you a title. And then when you go to sell it, you've got to like do a bill of sale thing, and then if you're moving the car across state lines, especially if it doesn't have a registration, there's a whole paperwork thing. So I might do a video on how that works, at least in the state of Florida, like all the stuff that you need to do, if that makes sense, because it is a bit of a headache. I've been to the DMV twice already trying to figure out and get stacks of paperwork that I know are correct. So we'll see. That might be its whole own video, is getting tags on this thing. But from this point, it's refining, right? It's getting the brakes reliable. It's getting the, maybe try and figure out something with the carburetor or just let her ride the way it is. Tires, I need to put tires on it. There's going to be some other things that are probably going to happen off camera with the car that I'm going to have to do to get it reliable. And then it's time to start doing interior stuff. So carpet, addressing the dash, the fucking gnarly ass seats, the no headliner situation, right? I'm going to try and address all of these things in the cheapest way and the easiest DIY way possible. That is actually, I did not think that this thing would be so hard to get running mechanically, because that's kind of what I was planning to make content about with this car, is like interior stuff. So figuring it all out. I've never done interior stuff. I don't know how to sew. I guess there's glue involved. I don't know. Do you eat it? That's coming very soon for this car. So yeah, anyway, man, I'm rambling. Thank you guys for hanging out and watching me baby this thing around my block and pretend to know what I'm doing with the carburetor. It's been really cool. Thank you guys. I really mean it. Hope you're enjoying your evening. I know I did. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.